Hello, bass family, and welcome to Everything Bass. Man, thank you for stopping by again. I really am enjoying this together. The community has been awesome, as I knew it would be. Bass players are my favorite people to talk with on the entire planet, and I can say the entire planet because we have family members from all over Taiwan, London, I'm going to forget places, Australia, just all over. And it just makes me feel great because everyone has a different experience, not only style-wise and how long they've been playing, but geographically. The cultural music, what music's really being featured right now in different countries. I think we can all learn from that. I think it's fascinating. So join in the conversation, not only in the comments below, which I love the comments. I try to answer them right away. But also, you can join our Facebook family, which if you go to Facebook and you search Everything Bass with Dale Titus, the entire phrase, you'll come to our Facebook page. It's free. Just follow and announce yourself. Say, hey guys, new to the family, and I'm from, and wherever it is. And join in. I ask questions sometimes. I give practice suggestions there sometimes. I post daily memes, photos with quotes from famous bass players or famous musicians, just to hopefully kind of feed your fire. So if you're getting a little tired, you're a little frustrated, but maybe this interaction can just get you to pull yourself up and jump back in and practice harder, because we all need to, man. We'll never get there, but it's a fun journey. Just fun journey. We'll never master the instrument. That's a myth. Mastering the instrument is a myth, and it's actually, I'm excited by that. I believe I took some lessons with Stuart Ham, who's just one of the greatest people in the world, and I really love him so much. And he said something at the end of my first lesson that I really liked. He was saying that, listen, you're going to die a student of the instrument. And I kind of looked at him, and I think he must have thought I took that the wrong way. He goes, no, that's great. That's great, because we'll get bored if we like can't learn anything new. And that's when you might find yourself going, well, I've gotten this good bass all the way down. I know this, so I'm going to learn something else. But really, art can't be final. You can't just finalize and say, okay, I know everything about how to express my emotions and write and do everything on the bass. It's an endless journey, and I'm excited by that. Man, I'm excited by that. It's the reason I practice every day. I just love it. I love getting better. And I hope you have the same passion. So today we're moving on. Arpeggio sequencing 4. This is the final arpeggio sequencing. And we're doing the minor 7 flat 5 chord, which is also known as the half diminished. Now, I want to take a quick second. If you're looking on a chart, you might see it notated a couple ways. One is, let's use the example of G. You might see G minor 7, and then in parentheses, flat 5. And there'll just be a little B with a 5 next to it. And that will be this arpeggio. You can also see it as G with a circle and a line through it, and then they usually put the 7 out. I've seen it with and without 7, because a circle is, a small circle is how we say diminished, and because we put a line through it, we're saying it's a half diminished. And again, looking at charts, I've seen it with a 7 or without a 7. Either way, half diminished is half diminished. And if this is a new arpeggio for you, I strongly suggest go ahead and pause this video, maybe put it in a playlist so you know to get back to it, and go and search out the minor 7 flat 5 and half diminished video I did. That'll run you through the basic construction, because we're going to not review that. We're going to go on from there. Now, if you've been with me on this journey for going through the sequencing, you know that we're going to play through the arpeggio 4 ways, starting on the root, then we start on the 3rd, then we start on the 5th, and we start on the 7th. Now, in this case, because it's a half diminished, we're going to start on the root, then we're going to start on the minor 3rd, we're going to start on the diminished 5th, and we're going to start on the minor 7. And this one's a lot of fun to play. Actually, it's really strange. I really liked this one, and I didn't, when I was first studying at MI and learning the minor 7 flat 5 chord, at first it was very dissonant to my ear. I wasn't used to it, so I wasn't really into it, and I was having a hard time getting motivated. But this, for some reason, this did it for me. First of all, by playing plugged in, I heard the arpeggio, and I actually started going, oh, actually, I'm starting to like this. This is very cool. And secondly, it's got some cool finger technique patterns that I liked. It's just made me happy. I hope it makes you happy. So let's start on the C, our friend the C, 3rd fret, and we're going to play the root, minor 3rd, diminished 5th, and the minor 7. And that's our first pattern. So don't go up to the octave, just play those 4 notes. Now we want to start on the third. Don't shift your hand or anything because all the notes are right here. Go with your pinky on the minor third, diminished fifth, minor 7, and then the octave. Before you move on, just practice those two. All right. Now, in all the 3 previous units, major 7, minor 7, dominant 7, they've all had a perfect fifth. So when we shifted up, we shifted up to the G on the 10th fret of the A string. But this has a diminished fifth. So we're going to start on the G flat. Okay, and now here's what's interesting. You don't want to put your middle finger on that note because then you got the G flat is the flat 5. The minor 7 is under your index finger. Put your ring finger down for the octave, which is our C again. And then the minor third is the index finger. So you get this pattern. Now then you go to the minor 7. You go to the octave. The minor third, but now we don't have to reach for that perfect fifth because some people, on some of the previous patterns we had to really reach up. No, we can play the G flat easily with our pinky. So that is, okay. So here we go. Starting from the root, third, fifth, seventh. Now, as with the previous unit, you could keep going. You can find the root, the next one higher, play the first pattern again, second pattern again, and keep going as high as your bass will allow. Or, since here's our C, you can go to the G flat below, and you can start there. And play all those notes. I love these patterns. I think these patterns are very cool, and I think it really highlights your fingerboard. Couple practice tips. Play it if this is brand new to you. Start and just play what's written on the sheet. You can download a sheet by becoming a Backstage Pass member at patreon.com/everythingbass. At the time of recording, it's just $8 a month, and you can download all my videos. I mean, at this point, I'll have over 70 videos up on my Patreon, and you'll be able to go through all 70 and download them at once. And so you'll have them, and then any future videos, every video post will have a lesson sheet. You'll have access to it. As long as you maintain the subscription, you can download as many things you want, as many times as you want for free. Plus, I also add a link in every post for each one of the videos. I do a post, and there's a link back to the video. Because I know sometimes it might be hard to find the one video, especially since I am putting up so many. So Patreon members, it'll be a little easier to navigate and find the video you're looking for. So playing here is do exactly what I show on the paper, but then try playing on this C and playing the pattern from here. Now what's nice is no shifting required. Check it out. I can play all 4 patterns. Root, third, fifth, then 7th without shifting. They all fit perfectly in the hand. And I think those are some things I really enjoyed. And then of course training my ear to appreciate the dissonance of the chord. Then I added it to my songwriting. I added it to my improv. Of course, I was better able to play through jazz real book tunes because the minor 7 flat 5 chords are everywhere. And anyway, it was a great kind of leap forward in my musicality when I really appreciated this arpeggio and got it under my fingers. So that's that for now. And that's the end of this series, by the way. I'm just going to do 4. You can find other arpeggios, and don't stick with 4-note arpeggios. If you want to get into some of the compound arpeggios that have more than root 3, 5, and 7, you want to add 9s and 11s and things like that, just work it into your thing. Still do runs of 4, but run through them, and you'll just have more inversions you can play. And if you do that, share it with us. Let us know, man. I'd love to hear what you're experimenting with. Okay, so now moving on to our encore item is the CD The Game by Queen. Yeah, looking back through encore items, I'm like, how have I not done Queen yet? Because Queen is such a powerful band. John Deacon was a major influencer on my bass playing. In fact, one of the kind of landmark moments in how I developed my style and my tone of stuff was a song on this recording. Now, when you mention The Game, everyone jumps right to Another One Bites the Dust, as they should. That's an iconic song. The bass line is the hook. It's one of those songs, and I've said this before in other videos when I talked about songs with really like important bass lines, that you could just be in a music store and play the bass line and everyone in the room knows, oh, Queen, Another One Bites the Dust, cool. Where think about like other songs, if you start playing the bass line, it might not have enough identity. It might be perfect for the song, don't get me wrong. It might be the exact bass line that it needs. Maybe you're just writing on the root because that's what the song needs. I'm thinking like You Got Nothing Coming by Judas Priest, just writing on that root during the verses. that's what it needs. And but just playing that, no one would really walk in and just hear you playing that and go, oh, another one bites the, or got another thing coming. You know, it's not going to happen. So that's obviously an important song, and we all have to pay respect to it. And it was masterfully written, masterfully recorded. It's a legend. But so many other songs on this album were powerful. Of course, Crazy Little Thing Called Love got a lot of notoriety, and it's a very cool song. If you're working on transcribing bass lines, writing bass lines out, or learning them by ear, I recommend that song because you can really hear every note in the bass. The rhythms are super simple. So it's just a good practice if you want to strengthen your ability to learn by ear. That's a really great one. Don't Try Suicide. I think first of all, great message. Don't try suicide. We love you too much. You would be missed in our family, and I promise you that. So song has an important message. Bass line is so cool. Listen to his tone, and I mean, it's just a quirky little bass line that I get stuck in my ear as soon as I hear the song. For days later, I'm got that bass line in my ear. But the song that really like helped me as a young player kind of develop like I want to sound like that was Dragon Attack. Dragon Attack has such a cool bass line, and again, it's kind of a riff that Queen fans, because it's a little deeper cut, some casual fans might not know it, but you know, Queen fans, when you play it, they're like, oh, I love that song. The tone was great, his power was great. I mean, he took a stance. I mean, Dragon Attack, you can't play a wimpy bass line. With a song like that, you can't, and he didn't. It's a study in minor pentatonic. It's cool. I also love in the middle section, listen to how he changes the bass line. This is a good study when you're playing a bass line, and it's a repetitive bass line, but it's a cool bass line. There's little ways you can change, like ending notes. You can go up an octave instead of back down. You can do things like that. And as long as you don't do too many changes at once, the identity of the line stays consistent. You won't lose the audience, but you add a little variety that kind of freshens it up. And so this is a great study, a master study in how to create a great rock bass line. I know with the success of the movie, a lot of people got into Queen, but maybe you didn't check out all the deep cuts on this, the album, The Game. And I also love Play the Game. The vocals, Freddie, genius. So give it a listen to. Maybe make that your album for today. You know, check it out as you go on throughout your day and check out all the songs. Listen to it. Listen to Dragon Attack 50 billion times, and hopefully you'll find what you'll love about it, what I love about it. All right, guys. So Arpeggio sequencing 4, the final in the series, minor 7 flat 5, also known as half diminished. Now, when you practice them, you can take one root every day for not very long time, 5 minutes. And let's say you go F sharp is my note of the day, and you go F sharp major 7, do all the sequencing up and back, go backwards. I know I don't demo them backwards because I'm trying to save video time, but play them up and then play them back down. Then do F sharp minor 7 flat 5, F sharp dominant 7, and now F sharp half diminished. And then that's great. You can check that. I've practiced my arpeggios. Next day, take a different route, run through all 4 sequences. Man, you will not believe after just a month of doing that how much better you know your fingerboard, how much better you know how to play over these chords. Your improvisation will go through the roof. It'll be great. It'll be great. Look for a series on chord tone only exercises where I have you do play-alongs with tracks where you're only playing chord tones. And the setup would be if you do these, you're going to have a wonderful time and you're going to really be able to freely express. Even if you don't, if you're stuck with one octave, you can still get something out of those lessons. But it's the ones that have really expanded the fingerboard and pulled the arpeggio on the entire fingerboard who'll get the most out of it. And that's what I want for all of us. All right, guys, thank you so much. Man, thank you so much. I'm really enjoying the success of this channel. It's growing fast. I love my community. I love the feedback you guys are giving me. So thank you. And I'm going to ask you to keep going. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, it's free to subscribe to the channel. Just go down a little lower, over, there. Hit the subscribe button. And then if you like the video, please, every video you watch that you enjoy, please hit the like button, that little thumbs up, because that really helps me grow the channel in YouTube's eyes. And then lastly, hit the little bell icon. By hitting the bell icon, you'll be notified every time I upload, and you won't miss any lessons, especially if you're following a series. I think that's very helpful. As always, I really, really appreciate those who have supported me and my family on Patreon by going to patreon.com/everythingbass. you can actually become a monthly subscriber for $8 a month at the time of recording. You'll get access to all my printed materials, which I think really helps get you the most out of the lessons. And don't worry, unless I'm teaching sight reading, you're going to have both in standard notation for those readers and tab. And in some ways, this is going to shake up some people, traditionalists. In some ways, the tab's more helpful because I want you to play the exact frets I'm playing, like in this case. Whereas a sight reader might ignore the tab and not really see how easy the 4 patterns are to memorize. All right, enough of that. Get to practicing, have fun, be creative today. Do something new on your instrument that you've never done before, and you'll just be so happy when your head hits a pillow at night. All right, love you guys, and I'll see you at the next video.